Now we got something new coming up again, and I don't think it's actually new per se because it is just hiring freezing, and also hiring slowing. Okay, there's a couple of companies, well, not a couple, more than a couple actually. After Tesla state that they have to do a hiring, basically hiring cut of 10%. Okay, we have to actually go through some of the companies that actually went through hiring freezes and hiring slows in the past few months. Okay, first of all, we got Nvidia, we had Uber, we have Lyft, we got Microsoft, we got Twitter, we got Salesforce, we got Coinbase, we got Snapchat, and we got Meta, which is Facebook. Okay, so all these companies, huge tech companies, all these companies are actually worth quite a lot. Okay, some of them in the trillion cappers, some of them are basically in the top 50s easily. Okay, and all this actually shows concerns that we actually have in the market. Okay, because when freezing of hiring actually happens, it eventually means that there's less money for the company. Okay, they are looking to cut down on cash burns. Okay, I've talked about this a lot as well. Okay, a lot of time for a company, what they're very, very worried about is to look for cash burns. Okay, we want to limit as much cash burn as possible. By the peak of 2021, okay, when everything business was booming, we had a lot of fake money in the economy. It didn't matter. Okay, all the companies were actually hiring like crazy. All the companies were actually going crazy, hiring more and more and more. And because of the whole inflated amount of hiring, okay, we have this new situation here, which is there's a lot of people that's not actually doing what is actually needed, and also inefficiency in the workplace as a whole. Okay, which is why Elon Musk sent out an email to all Tesla employees saying that, if you guys are not working minimally 40 hours in a week, okay, you guys can just pack up. Okay, and I do think that that is definitely where Elon Musk is coming from as well, simply because he has been someone who is very, very integral to the whole Tesla project. He has always been in the factory. He basically lived in the factory for a good time. Okay, and I think he actually puts his money where his mouth is at. He actually goes to work way more than any of the other employees. And of course, it's easily debatable that, of course, as a CEO got more stake in the company, it makes sense for him to work harder for the company and such. But I do think that ultimately, he is trying to change the world. And he feels that, if the team, the people who are in sales, in HR, in whatever it is, thinking that they can work from home and not come to the office for at least 40 hours a week, should not really be in the team. I'm not gonna say if it's fair or not, okay? Because ultimately, it could be that if I'm not working in the office for 40 hours a week, I'm actually clocking 200 hours elsewhere. But of course, this is up to Elon Musk own thoughts as well. But if you actually look at all the other companies as well, okay, you can really see that Microsoft, Coinbase, Lyft, Uber, all these other companies, Facebook, Snapchat, you can see that a lot of tech companies are actually going through this route. Okay, and I think that this is going to be a huge bearish catalyst that we might be looking out for in the very, very near future. Okay, because if hiring continues to slow down or even freeze, okay, it means that all the existing employee most likely should be the best at their work, at their job, as it is. So if the next few earnings cycle that we actually go through, okay, if there is a huge drop in profit or in a huge drop in revenue, it's definitely going to be very, very worrisome. Okay, so of course that's the last thing that we want. But I've always said in this market, okay, good news doesn't exactly give you good results. Bad news will assure you horrible results. And I have a feeling that for the next few quarters, if all these companies who have already freezed or slowed down hiring, if they do not produce good enough revenue, this might actually continue, and this might go into spiral down into some form of a recessionary fear all over again. Okay, just because we got over the whole inflation fears, now we have to actually get past the hiring sector side of things. Okay, hiring freeze and hiring slow can eventually spiral to more sack offs, more firing. Okay, because right now they're just slowing down hiring. They're not firing at all yet. Okay, when they actually start to go towards firing, then you can easily say that that is the Great Recession already. Okay, like what we actually saw back in the '07, '08, and '09. Okay, and a lot of people were actually very, very worried that this might actually be it. Okay, and because the thing is that the economy has been going up all the way. Okay, the economy has always been going up and up and up and up. Okay, but of course we have sample sizes such as in Japan, seeing how they actually went all the way to their all-time high, and after the Great Recession or the Great Depression that they had for their own housing crisis, they actually went so far down to a point where 30 years later they actually have not even reached their all-time high. And a lot of people are starting to speculate that that might actually be where US is actually standing at today. And that's going to be very, very concerning as well, because if that's where US is going to be heading towards, then clearly you're going to have a housing issue, you're going to have a economic issue, that definitely you're going to have a jobs issue, and hopefully we do not even want to stack it up with the pandemic issue as well. So yeah, I do think that hiring freeze and hiring slows are definitely a leading indicator of some sort. But something that we have to really bear in mind is that if this actually continues as a trend to other companies, okay, other sectors. Right now we are mostly in the tech sectors where they're actually just stopping hiring. But if they get into the logistics sectors, they get into the F&B sector, and they get into your blue chip sector, be it your telecoms, your logistic, your freights, your deliveries, your F&Bs and such. Those are going to be bigger issues then. So right now, I think I won't say that we are completely out, but yeah, definitely concerning to say the least. But anyway, that's all I actually have for today. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.